Hi. Hi, everybody. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Kathleen. My name is Kelly, and welcome to Horizon Crochet. I'm really grateful that you're here. This is a place to hang out, crochet, learn from each other, chit chat about our daily lives, and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And I just want to say thank you if you're watching this after the live. I appreciate you coming and watching the replay. If you have anything you'd like to see and you're not here during the live, put it in the comments or give us a thumbs up. I would appreciate either one. And thank you. So let me take a look. Sarah's here. Kathleen's here. Hello, ladies. I hope you're doing well. And it has been a busy day, but a good one. Let me take a sip here of my thing. Got up early, did some cleaning, got ready for this afternoon. And then, well, let me just say this way. I know a couple of people are going to ask how our meetup went today. Sarah and I, my good friend Sarah, we had a meetup and it was slow. So, but there's a good explanation for it. And I think I know how to pick things back up. So we are booking a room at our local library, and they did not do what I thought they were going to do. They didn't put us in the calendar, the newsletter, on the website. So we missed out on opportunity time to get out there the information about our meetup because I thought that was being done already. Specifically because I asked them if I could post a poster, and they said, oh, no, we'll do that because there's certain guidelines we have to follow. So I let it go. And I thought it was going to work just like it did all the other programs. Apparently, it's a little bit different than that. But we're prepared for next month. We'll be all ready. And the weekend or the afternoon was not a loss by any means. Sarah and I and a family member went yarn shopping. What a way. There is no better way. Maybe there is a better way, but it's a highlight to turn something when you're maybe a little disappointed, even if you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, there's nothing like something right away. So we went to Michael's, and Sarah, who, oh gosh, I hope I can say this. I might get my hand smacked later. But Sarah does some custom orders sometimes. If she feels it's within her ability to do, you can reach out to her, and she does customs. So she's making an item for me that I don't have time to do between now and end of July. And we picked up some yarn for that project, and I'm hoping that I can follow her through the process of making this item, so then I can put it on our website and you can see how it comes along. But I should really talk to Sarah about that. Not that I've put this on the internet for the whole world to see or anything. So what do you think, Sarah? So anyway, we had a great afternoon nonetheless. It was a lot of fun. And I went to Michael's. Yes, I picked up yarn. It was an order, though, that I placed earlier this week. So does that count as a purchase today? I look at that as a weak spot earlier in the week, but I was really good today. I mean, I went to Michael's, all that yarn. This store, this Michael's that we went to has a lot of yarn. Some have like 2 aisles. This one has like 4 or 5. It's fantastic. And the only thing that I purchased while I was there was this. I got patrol blue. There was navy and patrol blue, and they were very similar. So much to the point that I thought they were the same yarn, but 2 different dye lots. But no, they were actually very similar colors, but different names. And I've been working on a project that Barb and Debbie did with granny squares. They made a blanket. Well, I had decided I was going to make a tote bag out of my granny squares, and I ran out of this color. And I'm not sure if it was the petroleum blue or the navy, but they are so close, nobody's going to be able to tell. Nobody can tell. Nobody can see it. Nobody will know. Shh. This is just the internet. But anyway, so I think this is a really pretty blue, and I honestly love blue. I would buy blue all day long if I didn't think the rest of the world would start to say something other than blue. So, yeah, I did really good. I got just one. Just one. Like, that's a miracle. Let me see here. Hi, Jen. Hey, Mary. Good to see you both. It's a little later for me. I think this is the latest live I've ever had, and I decided to try this time and see what it's like. So, but yeah, that's the update of today. So mixed reaction for our first meetup, but we're really excited for next month. And I've already done some research of how to get us out there without the library. So if they do something, great. If they don't, that's okay too, because now I'm prepared and ready. And I try and take all things when maybe I didn't get clarification or confirmation. Okay, so in the future, how can I prevent this from happening again, or how can I make it better? Anyway, I sound like I'm at work, but I just wanted to share that with you because I know a couple might ask. And so I don't look at it as a loss. I look at it as balanced. So yeah, and I had a great conversation with the supervisor. Sarah and I both did, and she was really kind and wonderful. Anyway, so that was our day. And then I took Sarah home, and I came home and started researching right away. And I'm excited for next month. Jen, what are you up to today? Did you go swimming? I need to turn myself down a little bit. I'm so loud that it's disturbing my own thought process. So, yeah, didn't mean to shout it. That's fine with you. Okay, Sarah. I didn't think it was a bad thing, but I just wanted to put that out there. And some things I'd been thinking about while I was doing research. So I'm glad. I'm not going to get my hand smacked. Yay! Mary, good to see you. Thought you were here last night. I was seeing things, Mary. I thought Sassy Mary was in the house yesterday because Friday nights I usually do a live right after work. And I was talking to you like you were here and everything. You should rewatch that live. Kathleen says, starting out on a venture takes figuring out things. Absolutely, it does. And especially, launching something for the first time. This is the first time for Sarah and I, and learning the process, learning the library, learning the area, finding out how to get ourselves out there. And we're not charging anything. We're not gaining anything other than just spreading the joy of crochet. And that's all our goal is just to meet locals who are into the hobby and want to share and enjoy time together, talking about it or just life, getting to know each other. Let me see here. So thank you, Kathleen, for your understanding, and I agree with you 110%. Jen, no, been waiting for Amazon all day, and they still haven't come. Jen, when I sent you that package, the Amazon driver told me that he's not allowed to go down there, but he went down there anyway that one day because I was on the phone with him. I don't know. Do you normally get Amazon boxes, Jen? Mary, wow, I wasn't feeling well. Oh no, I'm so sorry, Mary. Was the sass out? Like there was no sass? That you were that sick? I mean, it stinks to be sick, but especially when you're not feeling your sassy self. I hope it's better today, Mary. And I hope you got some rest. And let's go ahead and I missed some of my favorite lives today. We were so busy. But I can always catch up with them later. And then I watched some other things, and it was good stuff. So anyway, now I can finish up my granny square tote bag. And I also have been working on my baby blanket that you have all seen me working on the last couple of lives. And surprise, surprise, I'm going to be doing the same thing again today because I need to hammer this out and get it done. And I was hoping, and I mentioned yesterday during yesterday's live, that I was hoping to get this blanket done by the end of this weekend. It's not going to happen. I need to be realistic. And if I'm going to be realistic, I just have way too much to go. So I will finish up this row. Oh no, there's 2 rows to go. There's two sides, I should say, not rows, 2 sides to go. So let me hold it up and show it to you. I was going to wait till I was done this. But it's definitely bigger, right? I can't like get around it as easily. And this is just a tummy time blanket for a newborn. So someone from 1 year under. A tummy time blanket is a blanket that is purposely made to put down on the floor, whether your floor is hardwood or carpet. You put your baby on it, you get down on the floor with the baby, and you have some tummy time that helps them work their muscles and their balance and lifting their head up and etc., etc. So just to recap, this is where we are, and I am going to just start working on this bad boy. I talked a lot yesterday in the beginning of my live, so much so. Look, I'm almost done this one. I need to get another one, and I have one. Good. And I am using a size 7 Furls Odyssey 2, and this is Burnett blanket yarn, and that is super chunky. I think it's super bulky, something. I think it's super chunky. I think bulky is 5, right? I think so. And good, Mary says, thank you. Yes, feeling better. I'm glad, Mary, because when you're under the weather, it's the worst. The only thing worse than being under the weather is if you have small children and they're under the weather, because you know you're going to end up catching it, plus taking care of them. So anyway, so let's go ahead and get started. And you will let me know, what are you up to, Jen? What are you... Does Amazon usually deliver there? Or is it just rarely that you get items from Amazon? And Mary, are you crocheting or knitting? What are you working on? What's everybody working on? If anything, or are you just chilling? I sometimes like to just chill and watch other people crochet and talk about it. Can't crochet all the time, although I would be much more productive and get things done much faster if I did do that. Let me pull this towards me a little bit. I was also really looking at those Volare pillows. I know Volare is, I don't know if they're even selling them still. They were going through some business stuff, and there was talk of them not selling the pillows anymore, but the pillow is designed to go like around your waist or in front of you on your sides, so you can rest your arms on it. Otherwise, you kind of feel like you're always holding your arms up. You're always holding this up, and the idea is you rest it and you're less tense and your shoulders aren't as crunched up. So I've been looking at those lately, and I'm curious if anybody has a suggestion of a non-Volare but like Volare pillow that they have and they really like, and they have the link to it. Let me know. I love people's references and real references. I know Amazon and other websites have their reviews, but I'm losing my faith in them. So, and I used to always go by those. So, yeah, if you have a recommendation of a pillow that you use, and I know we've talked about this before, but I don't think I asked for recommendations. So if you have one, let me know. Working on my scarf while Bear allows it. Sarah's working on this beautiful scarf, and with some Lion Brand. What's the name of that color that you got, Sarah? Do you still have the label by any chance, or do you remember? She made me, and I almost wore it today, a cardigan made out of the same yarn, just a different color. And she really liked it. So I forget the name of it or the brand. I know it's a Lion brand, but I forget the product name and the color name. But it's a really pretty scarf that she's working on. And working on another mosaic blanket. Can't wait to see it, Kathleen. What is it, like one a month, one every 2 months you make one of those? You can turn it out. Is that about the time frame? I know it depends on how busy you are and everything, but you're really good. Just really good at those. I love them. Mary crocheting a granny square with red heart favored strip and black. Just something easy for now. Yeah, especially if you're still kind of, if you weren't feeling well yesterday, you might feel better today, but you're probably still not 100% yourself yet. So something mindless, something easy is perfect, Mary. You don't need any more stress when you're not feeling well, right? I shouldn't look at it as stress, but a challenge. Some days you don't want a challenge. Sarah says the color is beige olive wool. East Fair Isle. That's right. Fair Isle is the name of, how Lion Brand has woolies or Lion Brand has respun, the different categories of different types of yarns that they have. And I think it's called the Fair Isle. About once a month, sometimes a little longer. That's a great track record, Kathleen. I want you to make another possum. I had so much fun with that. With a beer can. I know I added the beer can part, but I still like it. I think it's great. It is the epitome of a possum with a beer can. I know that's not what it's intended to be, but I think it's funny. It's cute. And I never thought I would say a possum is cute. But yeah. And I was looking up crochet books at the library, not when we were there, but last night. I was looking up the library's catalog of books while I was getting ready for today. And they actually have a good number of crochet books. Now, granted, most of them were checked out, but you could add your name to a list that they will send you an email when it's back in. And you can sign this list so that when it does come back in, they'll actually hold it for you. And like the Pika Pow and TL Yarncraft, I'm trying to think some of the other. Those are the two that are standing out that I was like, oh, okay. I know them from YouTube. And there was a lot of other books too. One called This Is Not Your Granny Square, Your Mother's Granny Square or something like that. Although I love granny squares. So I wouldn't have a problem with whatever. And then there was another one, Amigurumi, a couple other books. So if you're ever looking for a project and you're just not seeing anything online or everything online looks the same as everything else, then maybe check out your local library. They've even got Crochet World digital, the magazine Crochet World. I don't know if they actually still have physical copies of Crochet World, but you can get a digital copy of it through your local library, and you don't have to wait for it to come back in. And I thought that was pretty cool. So I need to update my library card. So for nothing else other than to get access to Crochet World. Oops. And I'm out of yarn. So let's go ahead, take this out, and connect the new skein. Take that out. Let's see here. I have to add the beer can. I swear, every time I look at that picture, Kathleen, there is a beer can inside. So I don't even think you need to do anything. I know it's not a beer can, but that's the first thing I saw when I looked at it, and I laughed my butt off. Sarah says the Libby app has more for our local library. Nice. I'll have to check that out. I'll have to get the link from you later on, Sarah. Kathleen says, after this blanket is done, I'm planning on crocheting a... Oh, okay. I don't know how to say that word other than morph, from the movie Alien. I'm trying to picture that and imagine what that creature is. When you say alien, like the movie with Sigourney Weaver, Alien, like you pick the most interesting things to crochet, Kathleen. Possum and now an alien. It's great. The big scary alien. Okay, that's what I thought you were talking about, but at the same time, I'm like, that's different. And I have the hiccups. I apologize. I keep hiccuping. I'm getting distracted. Let me get my yarn. But the big scary alien. That's fantastic. I can't wait to see that when you're done. How big? Like, are you joking? I almost want to say, are you messing with me? I am one of the most gullible people in the world. I will admit it. But I'm just blown away. Like, I just can't imagine the intricacy that has to go into something like that, Kathleen. That's amazing. Like, how big do you think it's going to be? Are you going to scale it to be? I have all the questions now. All the questions. And that was the only Alien movie I liked, was the first one. I did see, I'm trying to remember, maybe it was Morph or something. Now that I notice you put that word in there, I'm trying to remember the name of the last one. I think I saw that one. But the only one I really liked, and I liked it a lot, was the first Alien with Sigourney Weaver. No, not messing. Haha. I'm hoping it'll be about 14 inches tall. Wow. I can't wait to see that. That's amazing. I always think Kathleen's messing with me secretly, and she's probably over there wondering, why does she always think I'm messing with her? I'm dead serious. I'm serial. Okay. So that is connected. We are set to go. And get back on track here. Get this blanket done. And then I have 2 projects to finish up. My monster and my tote bag. 14 inches. I'm trying to imagine the type of details for that. Like, I'm just so curious. Are you going to do it kind of cuddly style? Or are you going to be as realistic with it as you possibly can be? I like the first and the second one. Yeah, the first one was good. I don't think I saw the second one. Oh, and Aliens versus Predator. I did not see that one. I wanted to see that one, but I did not actually see it. Also, for you all who were wondering how that corner ended up, I'll show it to you. I did crochet a little bit last night, but not much. But I was really focused on that one corner that I forgot to do my chain to. And I will show it to you as soon as I'm done this right here. Forgot to show it to you earlier. So for anybody that's interested, this is how the corner ended up. And I think it looks pretty darn good. So what would happen if you didn't see yesterday's live, when I went around this corner here, I forgot to put in the chain 2. So I only did 1 cluster instead of 2 clusters inside the corner stitch. But what I did is I cheated. I totally cheated. And I embraced my spirit hole, as Barb calls it. And I split that single cluster, the 3 double crochets, and I created a break. And this is how it ended up. And I think it looks pretty good. What do you think? Sarah says looks great. That corner looks great. Kathleen says it looks great. Yeah, I don't think you can really tell now. I think it's good. Barb spoke. Barb said, don't do it. And I didn't do it. And I know, is it a mistake if you can't see the mistake? I wonder. Anyway, so that's how it turned out, and it turned out great. So I didn't have to go back and frog a hell of a lot. Because it's, I don't mind frogging, really. But when you kind of, I don't know, I tied in those ends and everything. So I was not really looking forward to frogging it. Because I tie in my ends like ridiculously. I get the stitches really tight. I get them in there. I'm like, one of my biggest fears in crochet is my ends coming out on a gift that I give someone else. And then they have this string and then they stop using their blanket because they're afraid it's going to get worse. And I don't want to add that kind of stress to anybody's life. So I like super glue. If I could super glue my ends in, I would like super glue it. Totally. That sounds ridiculous, but I would do it if I thought I could get away with it and nobody could tell. But then wouldn't we all do things? I don't know, maybe not. Let's see, I got some catching up to do. I like the first and second alien person. Oh yes, it will be cuddly. Cool. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I imagine, since you mentioned, Kathleen, that your alien is going to be like a cuddly amigurumi, I have envisioned those pop dolls. You know what I mean? That have really big heads and little bodies kind of thing. I almost imagine your alien to look like that. I mean, I don't expect it to, but that's where my mind goes when you say you're going to make it cuddly. There's a hair in my blanket. Darn hairs. Okay. You're going to make it with big teeth? That's awesome. Give it horse teeth. Really, two really big front teeth. That would be amazing. Oh, I forgot. That little head pops out of its mouth past all the teeth. Are you going to put a little head in there too? Oh my gosh, I have all these thoughts, Kathleen, that you have started. Jen, no, I'm just very frustrated. I'm so sorry, Jen. I hope it gets worked out, and I hope you get the package. No sharp teeth. Okay, no sharp teeth. Obviously, because it's yarn. It's hard to... Although I swear I got a paper cut once from yarn. I know people think I'm crazy for saying that, but I don't think it was a paper cut, but it felt like a paper cut. And the reason why, you ever get really thin yarn wrapped around your finger and you pull it and it's in like the crease of your finger? Yeah, it did not feel good. It was like a ribbon. It's the only thing I can compare it to. But that was a while ago and probably something I will never experience again. At least I hope. So sharp teeth are not probably going to happen. Although you could get some of those cheap vampire teeth, like wax teeth. No sharp teeth. Jen, are you tracking it on the Amazon website by any chance to see what time frame the package is supposed to come? I know when I order something from Amazon, I can look it up under my orders and it'll actually tell me a 2-hour time frame that the package is supposed to be there. Do you have access to anything like that? It helps me a lot, especially when I'm working. Then I know when I need to answer the door and when I don't need to answer the door. I've noticed this blanket, and I don't know if it's my imagination, But this blanket, as it gets bigger, the stitches are getting looser. And I wonder if that is because of me trying to rush through in my tension, or is it because the weight of the yarn is pulling on the stitches and they're stretching a little bit? Things that make you go, And I wonder if I wash it before I give it to them, will those stitches tighten up? I wonder. These are all the things that I just don't know yet. I haven't figured out yet. If you guys have any tips or tricks, let me know. And it also could be my imagination. It just seems like it. It happens to me at times of certain projects. Hi, back to crochet. I think I get to relax and I know the pattern too well. Interesting. I do know this pattern too well. Because it's just a big granny square, right? It's not a difficult project. It's just time consuming. And hello, back to crafts. Nice to meet you. And yeah, maybe it's me. I've just relaxed a little bit, gotten into the groove, and if I wash it, will it shrink it a little bit like it does jeans? You know, when you wash jeans and you dry them, will that tighten up the stitches again a little bit? Jen says about her package, yes, but now it's saying it's running late. Oh no. Okay, well, at least it's running late and it doesn't say returned or not coming. I don't know. Trying to look at the sunny side of it, Jen. But that is frustrating, so I can understand the way you feel, especially when you're waiting for it all day. It's hard to do anything else, right? It's hard to get involved in anything because you know as soon as you step up or as soon as you went to go swimming, that's when they would show up. I think the weight of the yarn does have something to do with that. Interesting. My other blankets that are made of woolies, I didn't notice that. So I wonder if it's just the type of material that they use to make Bernette blanket yarn out of. That's another... You've sprung a thought, Kathleen, and I wonder if that's it. Thank you. It's nice to find you. I'm glad you found us too. I'm not normally on this time of day. I'm usually on a little bit earlier or in the morning. So I decided to try a different time of day and see how it turns out. And I'm glad you come by. Jen says it won't give me a tracking. I hate Amazon. Oh no. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm sorry. I didn't do it, but still I feel sorry that it's frustrating you. You know what I mean, Jen. I'm going to go swimming in a week, Jen. I don't have a friend of mine has a pool. And after a day of running around, we're going to go swimming. And I haven't been proper swimming in a long time. When I say proper swimming, I mean more than a hot tub kind of thing. Or not a hot tub. Yeah, it is a hot tub. It's a hot tub. Yeah, that's right. I'm right for once. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll have to send you a picture, Jen, over Discord or something. We even today, when we were out at Michael's looking at yarn, we even messaged Bonbon because we found a yarn that is called Bonbon. And Sarah and I both laughed, and I had to take a picture of it and send it to her. But yeah, there is a color. I forget what name. I think it was a Caron product. Caron. And it was something cupcake. It was cute. It was really nice colors and everything, and we thought it was funny when we saw the name of it was Bon Bon. I won't. Hi, Debbie. Are you working on cards or crochet today, Debbie? Or are you just chilling? Oh, this is my last row. Nice. Nice. That's great. Let's close this up and tie in ends. Let's make sure though it looks good before I tie in the ends like yesterday, so I don't have to be afraid of frogging a project. That's good. That corner looks good. Let's go around to this corner. It looks good because it's always the corners. I don't know why I forget that. Chain 2. This corner is good too. So I am set to go in. I'm going to do a color change. I'm going to do, as you can see, the middle is all white. And then I went to this tan baby sand, it was called. I still think that's a really funny name. And then white, then brown. So I'm going back to white again. So let me tie these off, get these ends tied in, and pull out the white. Something funny today. I had my darn it needle out, and I left it on the island kitchen, and my husband was using it as a toothpick. Not this one in particular, but I was like, that's interesting. And he loves it. He's like, I need some of these in my life. They're better than the wooden toothpicks. Anyway, I just thought that was so funny. Let's see here. I'm eating Chipotle for dinner. Ooh, that sounds yummy. I haven't had Chipotle in years. I think they have some up by Toronto, but not down where I am. Hi, Nikki. Good to see you. Hello, it's Red Heart, Bon Bon. Is it Red Heart? Was it? Let me take a look. I am wrong many times in life, so I don't doubt you. I just really thought, okay, well then there's 2 named Bon Bon, because here I'll try and show it to you on my phone, although that's not, this is Karen, and I don't know if you can see, but it says Bon Bon on there. Anyway, so that's great. There's 2 Bon Bons out there, Red Heart and Karen. Very interesting. Kathleen says, Jen, it always seems like to be the package I'm really looking forward to that's running late. Isn't that the truth? When you're waiting on something, time just drags by, especially if you're looking forward to it. Back to Crafts says, love those colors. Thank you. The colors are picked out. This sagey mint green, the tan, the white, because it's for a newborn, and the theme for the newborn's baby shower is woodland creatures, and that's very woodsy, very green and natural colors. Just tried to tone it down a little bit. But yeah. The colors do look great together. Thank you, Debbie, as well. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Kathleen loves the blanket. Thank you. Sarah says, it was Karen mini cotton cupcakes. It was something. Yeah. So it's good to know there's 2. Absolutely, Nikki. More Bon Bon, the better. Right? Our Bon Bon and the yarn. I'll take it. I was hoping it would come before Barb's stream tonight. It is panel night. Oh, Is it something to do with the panel tonight? Ooh, I'm intrigued now, Jen. And Jen, I've got my fingers and my toes crossed. I hope it gets here soon for you. Because that is frustrating. Debbie says, do you and Bon Bon live near each other? Bon Bon lives about 2.5 hours away from me. She it's like an afternoon drive kind of thing, right? You know what I mean, Debbie? So she's about 2.5 hours away. Hopefully someday I'll get up close to that area and we can meet up and say hi. Love to meet friends I make on the internet and stuff. Of course, doing it safely, right? Nikki says my hands would be killing. The biggest I can use is 4 yarn size, Nikki. 4 yarn. I am the opposite. The bigger. No, not necessarily. Sarah and I were talking. There was some really big yarn at Michael's today, and I was like, no, that's too much. Like, do you even use a hook when your yarn's that big? I don't know. But I like size 5 and 6. I started with 6, so that's why I feel like I'm most comfortable with it. But I have bought a bunch of 5s, bulky, and I'm working my way down instead of just doing a hard cold plunge. And I'm doing pretty well with 5s now. I just have so much 6 yarn I have to get through. So let's see here. Nikki says, I honestly love 1, 2, and 3 weight. Oh my goodness, that's so tiny. Do you do like micro crochet, Nikki? That's always fascinated me. On Yarn Over Hook, Alexis on Wednesday evenings, they do a live, and she talks about her micro size crochet, and they're fascinating to me. So what do you make out of the really thin yarn, Nikki? What's your favorite thing? Are you getting into like lace crochet and stuff? Sarah says, Bear is crochet blocking me. He's settled in on my working yarn. Aw, it's so hard. My dogs do that too. They'll like lay down on the yarn I'm working on, and I'm like, oh, you guys are so lucky you don't shed. Because you know me and hair and yarn, etc., etc. Nikki says sweater blankets. Interesting. A whole blanket in size 1, 2, or 3? That must take you forever, Nikki. I admire you. Your patience. You must be a very patient person, too. I think micro uses smaller. It's possible. I think she even talked about embroidery thread when she was doing her micros. But yeah, the yarn gets pretty tiny. All right, back to it. I gotta tie in my ends. All right, let's see here. Focus. More than likely. Yeah, I think she uses embroidery thread and another type of thread. I forget it's been a couple of months since she showed us anything in micro, but they are working on all kinds of different projects over there. I don't know why I just double knotted that yarn to my darn it needle. Not sure. All right, let's go ahead and tie this in. And also my phone keeps going off. When you're crocheting, do you ever, like your phone keeps going off, but you're in a groove and you don't want to look at it, but obviously somebody needs to talk to you really badly because they just keep going and going? Either that or a couple of people. It's like the priorities. Do you pet the cat or do you crochet? Do you look at the phone or do you crochet? If it was up to me, it'd be crochet every day. all the day. And that's what phones are for, so you can keep on crocheting and talking. That's true. That's true. Keep you so you can do both. Put it on speakerphone. I'm going to talk on the phone, do a live, crochet. What else can I multitask in there? I wonder. All right, I'm going back and forth a lot here, so that's plenty. Let's cut the cord. One done, and then I'll do another. Oh, I missed the knot, did I? Trying to cut the yarn. I double knotted by mistake. Not paying attention to what I'm doing. There we go. Debbie says, put it on speakerphone is what I meant to say. I gotcha. I gotcha. I am going to just look for a second. Oh, it's not even somebody texting me. It's a severe weather warning. Interesting. I wonder if we have a storm coming in. Oh, no. Yeah, no. That's not us. That's... I have anybody else have weather for other people in their phone apps? Like, I have my parents' weather that goes to my phone because I just want to know they're okay. Anybody else have that kind of thing? So basically, my phone was going off to tell me that my parents have severe weather warning coming. And I do forget to remove them. I added them originally because we were taking a trip up there. But now I like to know when severe weather is coming, so I know if they're okay or if I need to check on them, or etc., etc. Yes, I have weather set up for different family members. Yeah, that's how it didn't start out that way, Debbie, but it ended up being that way. So, especially during the winter, I like to check in on them. Up here in Canada, we're used to the snow and have it frequently during the winter months, but where my parents are, not so much. Nikki, I have my daughter's best friend and family weather alert, but no family. Yeah. Interesting, your daughter's best friend. They must be like family to you, Nikki, for you to set it up like that. You know what I mean? Okay, getting distracted again. Focus, Kelly. Focus. But Debbie, I was telling everybody I bought my blue to finish up the granny squares for my tote bag. I almost bought the tote bag today too, but it was too fancy of a tote bag. I just need a very basic canvas bag, and this one had zippers and pockets and all kinds of stuff. And I was like, that's too much. I'd be covering up all that, so I don't want to pay extra for it. So I think I should have both of those projects finished by next Friday, and I get to show it off. Well, not, you know what I mean. If you guys do your live and allow a panel to come up, I will totally show it off. Let's see. 15 years, Nikki. Well, yeah, you've known them a long time then, right? And I love my family. I love all my family members, but I am closer to some of my friends than some of my family. Not because anything's wrong, but just because of distance and etc. All right, this is where we are for now. We're going to start working on another row of white. Which corner do I want to start with? Not that one. Maybe this one. No. That's my corner that I just fixed. So I don't want to mess with that one yet. Here, this one. I'm going to go for this one. And pull out my white. Put away my green until the next row. Because the next 2 rows will be green. And I forgot to, when Sarah and I went local yarn shopping on our yarn crawl, we've been visiting small local shops. They gave me a little gift at one of the stores. That's a, the soak, laundry soap that we use for our yarn sometimes. And you wash the blankets or your yarn fiber product in the brand Soak laundry detergent. Well, they gave us a little sample of that and put a little bottle. I put it in my purse, forgot about it, and Sarah, I found out about a half an hour before the live, that soap bottle had opened up in my purse. On one side, it's coated, everything in it. Luckily, I didn't have much in that side, but I was thinking I should just throw my purse in the wash, and then the soap would be already there. It'll be like the cleanest purse in the entire world, with as much soap as in it. So I will find out if that soap really works or not for products. Let's see here. Debbie says, that's really great. I'll be excited to see you work. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate it. What are you using for your baby blanket? Oh my God, I know. That's what I said too. Oh my God. When I opened up my purse and my hand got sticky, I was like, luckily it's in the side that there's not much in, and it took so long for me to figure it out because I just don't use that side of the purse very often. The yarn that I'm using for this blanket is Burnett blanket. This is my first project making that yarn. That's what my challenge was this week. You know how I like to challenge myself with something new or use something new or try a new technique every other project. So I tried the Burnett yarn, blanket yarn, and I like it. I was just telling everybody, and I don't know if you were in here a minute ago, Debbie, I am noticing that as it's getting bigger, the little nooks, what do you call these gaps? Is there an official crochet word for them? It feels like they're getting bigger, but I don't know if they really are, because if you look at the middle, I don't know if it's my imagination, but it looks like those gaps are a little tighter than they are when we get up here. But either way, I am still going to kick butt with this blanket. It doesn't matter if it's getting bigger, because I don't think the difference, even if there are gaps that are getting bigger, I don't think it's big enough to notice. It's just me noticing every little flaw. Do you do that with your projects? You see a flaw, or you think it's a flaw, and then it becomes a flaw in your mind, even if it's not. How many times can I say flaw? But yeah, I do really like this sparkle white. It's not like a obnoxious sparkle, but it's pretty, it's subtle, but you just can see it. So it's a nice combination, and I actually picked up a bunch of this Burnett sparkle in the white color because I got it for sale for $8 a skein, and now I have a ton of it. So that's part of why I'm using it for this blanket, but just to bring a little pop to the blanket, you know. I have used, and I feel like I have to make a confession, I have used Burnett blanket yarn before. It was part of another blanket that I made, but it was mixed. It was a mix of Burnett blanket, this white sparkle that I was just talking about, since I have so much of it, and also a mix of Woolies Quick and Thick. So I would say 80% of the blanket was Woolies Thick and Quick, and then the other 20% was Burnett blanket. And I just had never done a full blanket in that. And yeah, so there's my confession. I don't think I've misled anybody, but just for clarity, I'll point that out. No one will notice if there's any difference. Thanks, Debbie. I don't think so either. I think it's just me being just overthinking it. So if you can hear my dogs, it's because somebody just came home, and my dogs have to greet everyone with love and enthusiasm as they come in the door. So I apologize about that. But darn, it's a cute little bark though, isn't it? At least I think so. She's a cute little booger. Nikki, why do you think John Calmer Rivet? I've torn a project back to row 1 now. It was 40 rows out. Wow, Nikki. That sucks. Why do you think John I don't get the why do you think John Calmer Rivet? But I do understand I've torn a project back to row 1 and it was 40 rows. Is it a blanket or like a sweater? Or I think you were just telling me you were making a sweater blanket. That's rough. 40 rows. Nikki, I feel like we should mourn or something. That's a lot. Kathleen, oh, that mix for a blanket sounds nice. It was nice, Kathleen. That was actually a blanket that I made for my daughter. It was the biggest blanket I've ever made, too. I really enjoyed making it for her, and it kept being bigger and bigger, and she kept saying, bigger, bigger, bigger. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be done this blanket. But I was happy to do it. It was a lot of fun. So that was my first try with Bernette blanket, and I thought I liked it enough to make me want to try a whole blanket. Oh, why do you think Johnny Boy called me Ribbit Ribbit? Gotcha, Nikki. It was a shirt for my niece. Oh wow, like a summer shirt, summer top. Call me Ribbit Ribbit, like a frog. Sarah, crochet hooks at half mast. Yes, it's so funny, Sarah. I could see you making a little white flag out of yarn and then waving your hook around. I surrender. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, but poor Nikki. We did look at hooks when we were at Michael's, and I thought about getting one of them, but I really need to do an inventory of my hooks before I go and buy more. And also, I'm waiting for the furls sale. And even though it was only a $10 hook, that's $10 that I could have put towards a hook of better quality, maybe. I mean, it might work just as well. And that's why I was going to pick it up, to find a hook that's a good brand that I don't have to travel with my furls. I don't like to travel with my furls. I do it, or I have done it in the past, but this summer we're going to do a little bit more traveling, like weekend trips. We're going to New York State for a week at one point, and I want to take some hooks that aren't like breaking the bank if I lose them. I imagine the stress level of losing a furls hook is much worse than losing a Prim or a Susan Bates, or you know what I mean? So if you have a suggestion of a metal hook that is reasonably priced and as close to a furls as possible, let me know. But yeah, I decided I didn't buy any hooks today because I thought I should really do an inventory of what I have. And I've already brought all my hooks down here to do it. And I thought about even doing a live while I do it, but then I thought that'd be kind of boring for everybody, just to watch me go through my inventory of hooks. And check out how many I have of each one, because I have given some away or traded some. But we'll see. We'll see. Yep, it was it was modified. pineapple stitch too. Oh, I've never done a pineapple stitch. Oh my gosh, Nikki, to be honest with you, I tell people all the time I'm a noob, but I've never heard of even a pineapple stitch. It sounds delicious. It made me think of pineapple, you know, like as a snack. Nikki also says, I love my furls. It is the only thing I use. As of right now, furls is my number one, but then I have some knockoffs, Nikki, of furls, and they're pretty darn good too. Like I was saying yesterday that I was using a knockoff furls, didn't even realize it, which was somewhat distressing because there's a huge price difference between the two. Nikki says, would have been easier if it was just a plain pineapple, not a modified one. I'm going to have to look that up now tonight. Look up on YouTube somebody that's doing a pineapple stitch. I must know about this stitch. Just because I love the name. Was the shirt? What color was the shirt? I'm imagining, because you said it was pineapple, I'm imagining something yellowish orange, but you know, that's just the name of the stitch. Doesn't mean your shirt's that, but that's what comes to my mind. Debbie, I don't think I've ever done a pineapple stitch. I'm going to have to look it up. Yeah, you and me both, Debbie. I've never even heard of it. But if you haven't heard of it, Debbie, me and my 1 year feels better. Moss green. Ooh, that's a pretty color. Like a dark green. That's what I imagine a moss green to be like. Saw a lot of teal yarn today when we were at Michael's. A lot of teals, a lot of blues, but my eyes are also drawn to teal and blues and yellows. I don't know what's wrong with me. I used to hate the orange color. The color orange is what I meant to say. Really disliked it. It used to kind of stress me out. You know how they say different colors bring on different emotions? Well, red and orange were aggravating. And now I think it's beautiful. It's so pretty. There's some yarn out there that's orange and yellowish orange, and it's so pretty. I don't know what's wrong with me. It just seems like some colors look better as yarn than others. All right, let me get to the end here. I'm really curious about this stitch now, Nikki. Pineapple. Anybody remember how pineapples were big in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s? Everybody was decorating their house and their kitchen wallpaper with pineapple and stuff like that. It was very colonial, farm, southern type of decorating. Like we had we had pineapple wallpaper when I was a kid in the kitchen. Let's see here. I agree even. Oh wow, I missed a bunch here. What happened? I wonder why I missed so much. Would have been easier if it was just a plain pineapple, not a modified. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen them. I'll look it up. Moss green. Bless you to the sneezer. The sneezer, Sarah. That was my husband. He was upstairs in the kitchen and sneezed. They're starting to get dinner ready. And he said he would make dinner today. Yay! And he was sneezing up there. He's been outside doing work in the shed, and there's all that sawdust that gets around. Luckily, it's in the shed and not inside the house. Makes me happy. Nikki, fiber spider. Is that Eriga? Am I saying that right? Yarn Shark? I love Yarn Shark. Oh, that's amazing. I love that name. Love my furls, but wish they were available in smaller hook sizes like 3.0. You know what, Yarn Shark? I got an email a couple of weeks ago from Furls asking if I use smaller sizes and how size of a hook smaller I use. And they said in the email survey that they sent me that they are looking at expanding into the smaller sizes. So there's some good and exciting news, I hope, for you soon. I don't know the time frame on that, but the survey that they did send me and I filled out, I was a very bad survey taker because I don't use the smaller sizes at all. But I hope that's some exciting news for you. There are so many different stitches out there. It's hard to really know all of them. Absolutely, Debbie. There's no way. I don't think you can know all of them, but I do love the idea of putting together like a catalog of them all. Why? I don't know, other than I just love organization. Yeah. Let's see here. What was bad was using a Heritage Superwash Merino in size 1 weight. Wow, Nikki. And Marina, too? That's interesting. Sarah, much like country geese were huge in the late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, it was really a pineapple geese, ducks with little bonnets on their head and stuff like that. Back in the day, right? Back in the day. Pineapple stitch refers to two distinct styles, a lacy expanding vintage motif and a dense squishy texture pattern made of puff stitches. Interesting. The methods for both approaches are outlined. Interesting. Thank you for sharing, Debbie. I was curious. Lacy. No wonder you like the smaller sizes, hooks. That's impressive. Mary, I stick with Susan Bate hooks. It's what I learned with many years ago. And Sassy Mary, when I first started, I tried clover hooks. And, my first set of hooks was a $12 bag that I give to people now that's a basic set of hooks with like 10 stitch markers, 3 darn it needles, and like these cheap little scissors. And that's what I started with, and I used that for months until I heard about clover. I bought clover, and I actually liked the $12 hooks better than the clover ones. And I don't know, like you pointed out, that's what you started with, so that's what you liked. But I almost gave up on crochet. But it wasn't until I found Quick and Thick by Woolies, Lion Brand, and the Furls hooks that turned me on my head. It was a game changer for me, both of those, the combination of those together. So, but I was talking to somebody about Susan Bates hooks yesterday. I think it was Kathleen, if Kathleen's still here. I think it was Kathleen. And we were also talking about, do you use those little sponge handles? Because when I use Susan Bates, my fingers actually like hurt a little bit, and I think that's because I squeeze my hooks so tight and my tension is always so tight. It's not a very relaxing way to crochet, but that's what I noticed with the Susan Bates. So do you use those little foam covers that you can put over the handle as well? I did see Susan Bates today at the store. I think we did. I think I saw Susan Bates. I saw something like a Susan Bates. If it wasn't Susan Bates, it was very similar to it. Yes, it was me. Love Susan Bates. Thank you, Kathleen. I remember some things. My brain is leaking information. It's not holding info like it used to. But Yeah. Finish this cluster. Debbie says, I like to use the ergonomic hooks. They don't hurt my hands. Yeah, I agree with that 110%. Mary, I've used them but stopped because I was getting a rash. Ooh, like the material of the little spongy inserts. It's not an insert, it's like an exert. It goes on the outside, not the inside, but I keep wanting to call it an insert. It gave you a rash. That's interesting. Some yarns irritate my hand. Like we saw one yarn today and I was like, oh, no way. My hands would just break out in little bumps. Like, it's weird. Word. Yep, Susan Bate vintage hooks makes smooth crocheting. Interesting. You're the second person in 2 days to tell me you love the Susan Bates, and I just don't have much experience with them. I have tried one. A friend of mine used them, and I tried it for like an hour, and I was like, oh. It just hurt my fingers. But that was a long time ago, and that's when I was first starting to learn crochet. So I might not be holding my hook as hard, and I've got the technique down a little bit better, so I should try it again and be fair. Yes, I'm vintage. Back to crafts. That's funny. The newer one, so I don't like. I think they're not the same. Interesting. So you think the old Susan Bates are different than the new ones? You think they use like a different style or a different mold to make them? That's interesting. I meant to say I think they're not the same. I gotcha. I understood what you meant. So I went to other brands, especially with arthritis now in my hands. Yeah, I've heard about that. There's this one girl, Taylor, and she talks about how knitting doesn't hurt her hands as much as crochet does. For those who crochet and knit, do you find one is easier on your hands, your arms, than the other? I've had one person say knitting hurts, but then I've had one person who says crocheting hurts their hands and wrists. Let's pull that out a little bit more. And what time is it? So dinner is almost ready. It's kind of late for us. And Barb's live starts in a little bit too. Barb, if you're here, cough. I feel like I need to give Barb code words to find out if she's secretly watching quietly. It was so funny, Debbie, you missed it. We were talking about Barb, and I said, Barb, if you're here, cough. And all of a sudden, Barb popped in and coughed. It was so funny. They did change the head. Yes, the newer Susan Bates are different. Interesting, Mary. They did change the heads on the Susan Bate hooks, Kathleen says. Mary, if you look at the dip under the hook, some dips are not as big. Interesting. So I'll have to look for, I wonder if on the Facebook group page for selling crafts and buy, sell, trade, I wonder if somebody would have some old hooks so I could do a comparison of the two. That would be fun to do. Was that something you guys would be interested in, if I could find old Susan Bates and new Susan Bates and compare the two? Back to crafts. I was taught when I was young using a boil hook and didn't like crochet then. It took till I was an adult for me to start trying to crochet again, and I bought Susan Bates and did so well. Nice. It's finding that one, right? I honestly love furls, but if you love Clover or you love Susan Bates, it's about what works for you. I think that's the most important thing because we're all different, right? We're all going to have different preferences. Sarah says they work the muscles. Gotcha. Back to crafts. Also on the hook itself, it's way too sharp. It was never like that. It actually hurts. Interesting. Like at the head of the hook, where the edges are. That's interesting. Debbie says, you never know with her. Admittedly, I sometimes just listen mode myself. Oh, that's fine. And I'm happy to be somewhere that you can just sit and listen. Admittedly, I sometimes listen. Yeah. Barb, if you can hear us, blink twice. Yes. Blink, even though I can't see you, but blink. You're so funny, Kathleen. Fly tying junkie. Interesting. What does fly tying mean, junkie? I mean, I know what junkie, I get what you're getting at, but what does the fly tying mean? That's interesting. Is that something with crochet or just random? It almost sounds like something jumping out of planes. Multitask, flying and tying as you're jumping out of a plane. That's where my brain went. I'm sure it's probably something very different. I'm new to crochet, literally just started. I'm making a throw blanket. It's difficult being in a very much so woman's craft. Well, you are welcome here. I take cats, dogs, men, women, children, seniors, you name it. We take it here. So you're welcome to come hang out with us. I've been crocheting for a year, but we've got some really good experts that have been crocheting for 10 years or more in this group. We're a small group, but you're welcome to come hang out with us. I'm usually doing a live on the weekends, but come and join us. Check us out. You can hang out here, and if you have questions, these ladies are amazing at helping me. When I run into a bump or I need a second opinion, they're always there for me. So I just totally sold you, or tried to sell you, how wonderful these ladies are. And they are. Tying lures for fly fishing. Now that makes a lot more sense than jumping out of a plane. I like that. And it's also a form of knots, which is a form of crochet. That's interesting. I see a common denominator there. No, I can't say that. Back to Craft says, but I was tired of netting. Interesting. Yeah, but some guys at work caught me and started laughing. They're just not confident in their own masculinity. Let them laugh. And then when you make something gorgeous and show the girls and get all the attention, then they're standing there in the corner by themselves. My husband would tie his own flies. Now my son does. It's very detailed and pretty specific. Flies for fishing. That's interesting. I love that. We should make your handle, change it from fly tying junkie to crochet junkie. Pretty soon, we're going to have you crochet in everything. Socks, blankets, bags, you name it. We'll have you making it. And there's another guy, I'm not trying to chase you off, but there is a channel of a gentleman called the Crochet Carpenter. He's a carpenter by trade. He builds houses and crochets little amigurumi animals and different projects. And he's got some videos. So if you ever feel like you need a space with some manliness, Go check him out. I don't know him personally, but I do like his videos, and he is a gentleman. But you're welcome to be here more than anything else. Let's see here. My wife has been supportive, and she has been impressed. She doesn't crochet but quilts. Well, there you go. You've got a support partner, and I'm sure she can answer some questions for you too. And I've had relatives that quilt, and I enjoy the products and projects that they make, but I don't have all the equipment and stuff like that you need to quilt. Maybe something I'll look at in the future. For now, I've fallen in love with crochet, and I don't see me giving it up anytime soon. That's for sure. Remember John Wayne did needlepoint? Very interesting, Sarah. I didn't know that. And if John Wayne can do fiber arts, Junkie, you could do fiber arts. Tell him that. Next time the guys give you a hard time at work, say, yeah, you just wish you were John Wayne. Back to crafts. Know right where it goes down and grabs it. Kathleen, Sarah, so did the football great Rosie Green. Interesting. Greer. Okay. Interesting. Kathleen Greer. Okay, gotcha. Sarah, yes, you're right. Any other? Do you know any other men that are in fiber arts? It doesn't have to be crochet, but craft. I know lots of woodworkers that are into crafts and stuff. What about the fiber arts? That is, I know there's guys out there's that MDL Crochet. I think his name is Michael. He's pretty big. He's out there. And then the Gilded Loop. What's his name, Debbie, if you're still here? Gilded Loop. What's that gentleman's name? I can't remember it. I wanting to think it's Andy, but I don't think it is Andy. Junkie, I do have a question. I have noticed my forearms ache a little bit when working on the blanket, so I take breaks. I'm wondering if it's a posture thing. If you have an email, I'll send you a photo of the blanket. I have something better that you can do. How about that? And sometimes my hands and my fingers get sore. I don't have problems in my forearm muscles, but my hands and my fingers will get sore. But I don't know necessarily if it's a posture thing, as you're always holding your arms up. And when you're working on a blanket, do you notice it's getting worse as the blanket gets heavier? I've noticed that. My soreness and my stiffness gets worse as the blanket gets heavier. Ironically, let me go ahead. I'm going to get you a link to the website, and there's a form you can upload your picture to, and I approve it and put it right on our webpage if you're interested. I would love to show it off. And here we go. Matt, Debbie, yes, you're right, Matt. Matt is the gentleman at Gilded Loop. He's another really nice guy. And then there's Juan. I know nothing about Juan. I know more about Matt than I do Juan, but he's another gentleman. So yeah, if you go to that link, and anybody that's here, if you have a project that you want to show us, we can upload it to the site and share it with everybody so everybody can see what you're working on. Just go to that link, scroll down to the section that's called From the Hook, and there's a button that says Get Featured. Click on that, and then it's pretty much self-explanatory after that. Let me know when you're done. Crochet Junkie. And fly fishing looks amazing. It looks like something really interesting to do. I always thought, I I just feel like for me, fishing would be a bit boring, but fly fishing looks amazing. It looks fun. Is that what you're doing? Fly fishing, and you're doing your knots and stuff like that? Because that's quite involved. Like Kathleen was saying, it's intricate work. So you might be a natural at crochet. I've got 2 more sides to go, and I'm actually going to get off of here in 4 minutes. Jump off in 4, have dinner, get ready for the rest of the lives tonight, the fun, the excitement. I have to show Barb Gidget. She saw her yesterday when she was, before she got groomed. Now she's been groomed. I'm also junkie obsessed with my dogs. So as you get to know us here, you'll get to know my dogs too. They're my empty nest syndrome fix. Let me go see really quick if I got... Okay, I got your form. And... Ooh, that's pretty. I can't wait to show everybody. Let me get it on the site. That's pretty. I like the... It's very... It's funny. The word that comes to mind is Nordical, kind of. Let me go ahead and get that. What would you like me to refer to you? Do you want me to call you fly tying junkie? Or did you want to use a first name? Yes, Sarah. My dogs love Sarah. Absolutely love Sarah. They come over and climb all over and use her as a pillow. Let me get down here. Why is it not? There we go. Waiting for it to upload so it'll let me edit and approve the picture. And this is perfect, Junkie, because this will remove all my stock content. Let me see what you wanted to be referred to as well. Crochet Junkie. Love it. You are now Crochet Junkie. You have been baptized and anointed. And today's date, that's the only thing I need. Sorry for the loud typing. And then approve the picture. I do it this way because I'm a one-person show here, and I don't necessarily want people to be able to just post anything to my website. Some people are 99.44 of the pictures I'm sure would be fine. But let's go ahead, refresh the page, make sure it approved it. Awesome. Let me go ahead and put it in the chat again, and you can go look at it, and everybody else can go review it. It's a really pretty oatmeal color with some really simple but very straight stripes to it. It's really pretty, Kathleen. Go take a look. It's on the section under From the Hook. Well, the photo wasn't all that great, but happy to share. Oh, it's perfect. It's fine. And I love that you're using stitch markers. You're so much better than I am. I'm not very good about counting, and that's but I don't do a whole lot of projects that require counting too much. Anyway, check it out. Go to the webpage if you want to see Crochet Junkie's photo of his blanket he's making. How big are you going to make it? I know you called it a throw, but are you making it like a lap blanket type deal, or are you making it so it'll cover up your legs and everything? Just curious. Like to hear what people are working on and what they're doing. It's gorgeous, isn't it, Sarah? It's got this like nautical feel to it. 4x5. That's a good size. That's a good size blanket. Very nice. Kathleen says, "Oh my OMG, that looks amazing." It does. Is this your first blanket? If it is, I am thoroughly impressed. Impressed. And on that note, I love finishing off this way, sharing somebody's project. It's something we all as creators love to see and share in the creative process and follow along with you as you're working on it. Let me see. Let me just see. You had said you're leaving. Will you guys be around this evening? Because once I get the kiddos down for bed, I could hop on and crochet too. I won't be back tonight. I might do a spontaneous live tomorrow, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Sunday I usually save for family days. But there is, Debbie, how would you describe Barb's channel? Barb's channel is called Grandma's Crochet Corner with a K, corner with a K. Her name is Barb, and she's got a wonderful live that she does every evening, starts at 9 East Coast time. It does get a little colorful sometimes. We call that after dark. Like you said, the kids go to bed, and then it gets a little more interesting. But she is crocheting. I'll be crocheting. There's other people that'll be crocheting. The channel is not just crochet. It's also carnivore. So she is a big carnivore advocate, and it's an amazing group. Check them out. If you're looking for somebody to follow along with, we have all kinds of conversations there. We cover everything. But there is an after dark section there on that channel. So I'm just prepping you. So when you go, Kelly suggested this. Yes, I did. Love and admire Debbie and Barb. They're amazing. And you said this was your first blanket. I did one amigurumi from Woobles and was sold. That's amazing. Which Wooble did you make? I'm supposed to be going to dinner, but now I'm intrigued. I'm on the panel tonight. Kelly, link the channel. Okay, I will do that. Debbie is the co-host on Saturday nights. Let me get Barb's channel, and I'll link it for you. Junkie. Where's Barb's channel? Here it is. And let me go to... Here it is. It's a dino. Very cool. That's the YouTube channel. It'll start at 9 o'clock. And Debbie, who's in here, is co-hosting, so she can watch out for you, Junkie, after you get the kids to bed. And yeah, come hang out with us. We have a lot of fun. We laugh too hard. It's great. All right. Well, thank you so much. I'm just going to do my official sign off. If you are watching this live after it's already been done, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to even just a little of the live. Again, my name is Kelly. I'm at Horizon Crochet. I am usually on lives on the weekends, but almost always Friday evening. And I will post times in a couple of days that I'll be on next weekend. And you can also usually find me around the crochet YouTube verse somewhere watching somebody. So Debbie, Junkie, Kathleen, Jen, if you're still here, Mary, if you're still here, Sarah, we had Back to Crafts. Who else did we have in here? We had a bunch of people today coming in and out. It was great. It was a ton of fun. Kathleen, Nikki, who else? We had Yarn Shark in here too. So many people. So if I missed your name, thank you so much. You do matter. And I appreciate you all supporting this small little community. And you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Thank you. See you later. Bye.